You know, one of the things that I realized was unfortunate when I decided I was going to do this series was I had to watch this movie again. Here we go. Spider-Man 3. So, this film it's bad. Man, I forgot how bad this film was. I rewatched it last night. I've been on a Spider-Man binge the past couple days. And man, does this film worse than I remember. Holy cow. Man. What was my last review like? I'll have to check that out later. Yeah, I've reviewed this movie once. I've reviewed the entire Rami trilogy once. And I didn't like it back then. And man, do I dislike it now. This film has so many problems. Like, I pointed out a lot of flaws in the first two Rami films. Yeah, this film just puts those to shame. Wow. Holy cow. This film is just a mess of a film. On so many levels, man. It's honestly kind of beautiful how horrible it is. Because, like, I actually, for some reason, I was laughing at how stupid this film is. This film is that. But you know what? I still respect Sam Rami, though. I still like Sam Rami. And Spider-Man 3 does still have some positives. It has some more character than the Andrew Garfield movies. I mean, I don't even hate those movies, but I will admit this film has some more character. But after the first two were pretty good, and I guess some would say they're beautiful. I wouldn't say the first two films are as beautiful as they used to be. They were good, though. I'd say the first two Raimi films are good, though. They're really good. Like, they're still good. I just don't think they're as good. Alright, because, yeah, I know they're all coming for me, but, yeah, I think I'm with Cosmonaut on this one, where the films aren't as great as they used to be, but they're still great, and I think I like them more than Cosmonaut does. I don't think they're necessarily worse than I remember, but they're not as perfect as I remember from when I was a little kid, or should I say 2017. So yeah, let's just dive straight into Spider-Man 3. So in this film, I think everyone's given up. We'll just talk about characters first. Tobey Maguire. Well, he's pretty bad in this film. He still captured the great Spider-Man we all know and love from the first two films. Sometimes, but like most of the time, no one was really doing that great. I couldn't stand him in this movie. He was so annoying. Like, he was so oblivious to what's going around him. And, of course, I'm not going to talk about this. I know. No. But speaking of that scene, though, I did do a rescore of that with Raindrops Are Falling on My Head. I did it like a few days ago. Just maybe go see it. Raindrops keep falling on my head. So, people have defended this scene by saying this is what Peter thinks is cool, and that's why it's funny. Okay. I do kind of get that, because he's a nerd, and that's what he thinks is cool. If you think that's cool, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you, but I kind of get it from that perspective. Problem is, doesn't really fix the scene. It's still cringy as heck. Still cringy as crap, man. I cringe so hard at that scene. My entire family cringes really hard at that scene. This was the first film of studio interference, and they weren't gonna do it ever again because they learned their lesson. Gosh, so scary. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. By the way, the hair and the panda eyes, yeah, just, no. Kirsten Dunst, aka Mary Jane Watson. So, yeah. Still a bad character. So, in this film, she's somehow just as annoying. She's still the worst, and she's somehow just as annoying. Man, is she annoying in this film. What the heck, man? She is so annoying in this movie. She actively gets jealous of her own boyfriend. I've seen some people say she was the best and most subtle part of the movie. I was like, she was not the best part, she was the worst part. She got jealous of her own boyfriend. She was still annoying, and she didn't even support him. And remember the end of the last movie where she said, "I'll support you no matter what, Peter." But then this film, the first time he had to go to work, he was like, "Ugh, why do you have to do this all the time? Forget Uncle Ben." Oh, jerk. It's like, she's not supporting him, she's there.
This isn't about you. This is about me.
Like, my gosh, MJ, do I even really need to discuss this? Sandman, I will say, had some really good character development. I don't think he needed to be in this film. And I think they should have replaced him with Vulture. But I think overall that his characterization and the reason he was doing what he was doing was actually pretty good. Sandman was actually one of the good parts of this film. Thomas Haden Church sold it. But the problem is, Sandman is mixed with all this other bullcrap surrounding around. And it's like he doesn't fit in there. The movie's such a mess. He does not fit in there. He does not need to be with that. He just doesn't. He doesn't fit in there. He didn't need to be in there, but he is for some reason. And it's like, why? If they had just taken one or two of the villains out, it'd been much, much better. And still though, Sandman was good. Harry was funny. Alright, this is the first time. James Franco didn't have the best acting the first two. This one, like I said, everyone gave up, so he was just hilarious. But I still love the Harry character and how he was done. Alright, now, let's talk real quickly about the opening credits. Why are they so long? I don't know how long are those opening credits? They just dragged for so long. Now, I used to think it was the best, but now I realize because it drags out for so long, you know, and someone could say, well, it's just recapping. Yeah, but it's recapping too much. It's kind of just doing it over and over again, showing pictures of Green Goblin. Oh, there's another picture of Green Goblin. Don't forget that picture of Green Goblin. It's like, it's recapping way too much for my taste. Now, I'll say it's the best format in terms of, you know, showing pictures from the previous films. Those are that's the best format for me, but the opening credits still goes on for way too long. So, yeah, I kind of just, for that reason, it's kind of the worst end credits in the trilogy, for my opinion. Yeah, it just, even if it's not longer than the first two, it feels like it's dragging. And it could go a lot quicker. On to some more great characters. We got Gwen Stacy, who I guess Kirsten Dunst may not have was thinking of not coming back to Spider-Man 4, so that's why they were keeping her around. What the heck? Okay. So yeah, no, Gwen Stacy did not need to be in this film. All right, we just have one interest be Peters. If it's Mary Jane, I'm fine with that. I don't really care. Alright? Sam Rami skipped the Gwen Stacy stuff. That's fine. Just, you know, have her be the supporting. I want to put Gwen in there and don't put a useless kiss scene between the two to stir up controversy. Why was that there? This movie makes Peter so unlikable. It makes Mary Jane so unlikable. It makes everyone so unlikable. Alright, so we've got some other bad acting here besides Bryce Dallas Howard as Gwen Stacy, yeah, she didn't need to be there. That kissing didn't need to be here. Her father is equally as horrible. Didn't need to be here. Eddie Brock. Ooh, this is a fun one. Okay. Eddie Brock Jr. So, annoying little punk. Actually, I don't think Topher Grace was that bad as Eddie Brock. Does that mean I want him as Eddie Brock? No. I think he actually captured the rival to Peter pretty well. The only problem is it was still a miscast because he doesn't fit Venom for me. The way he was acting fit Venom, but how fit he was didn't. In the comics, he's a big, buffed up dude, you know, and here he's just kind of a goofball. And when he comes Venom, yeah, he's hilarious. Hilariously bad. Yeah, Topher Grace wasn't that good, alright? He acted okay, somewhat okay for Eddie Brock. Definitely not the right one, though, and I definitely don't think he should ever do it again. But, yeah, moving on. Yeah, the plot. Yeah, not sure what the plot is. The villains, here's how the story goes. Villains just kick each other out of the story. Like, first start off with New Goblin. He's the main villain. Then he gets kicked out of the story because he decides to have amnesia. Then Sandman comes into the story, fights Peter, but then Peter murders him. So then he gets kicked out of the story. And then we come to Venom. And then Venom finds Sandman. And then they take the rest of the story. And then New Goblin. And then he becomes really sad because, you know, Peter took out his left eye. And I think that's it. Some other bullcrap mixed in there. Now, for a second here, let's go to some positives, because they are there. There's just not a lot of them. Positives, everyone's trying their best, I suppose. Again, Sandman's good. The girl who played Penny was fine. Sandman's story was good. The Sandman scene where he's, you know, first becoming himself. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The score by Christopher Young, I believe it's Christopher Young, who replaced Danny Elfman, which I forgot to touch upon in my first two reviews. But Christopher Young did a fine job, and the score for this series is really good. It's definitely the best Spider-Man theme, and this one did pretty good. Replacing Danny Elfman, kind of would like to see what Danny Elfman would have brought to it. But for Christopher Young, he did some pretty good new scores. I like the Black Suit versus Sandman fight. That was a really well done fight. We really felt some stuff in it. Alright? We felt some crap. The moment where Harry reunites with Peter and they kind of make amends. It was a really powerful scene and really well done. The way Black Suit Spider-Man looks, his design, the way the symbiote goes on, his new Spider-Man suit design actually looks really good. I'm really fond of this design. The suit's still good. I didn't touch on it in the first two reviews, but it's definitely one of the best Spider-Man suits. All of them are. Willem Dafoe, when he appears, is funny. He's really good. I think for right now, it's all the positives I can remember. I'll elaborate maybe on more if I find some. It did have some more character than I would have expected. Sandman had some character. Eddie Brock has character, but was a really bad one. I think that's it for positives for right now. Like I said, I don't have many. This film is really bad. And, yeah, it's not that great. I don't have a great time watching this film, despite how stupid it is and how funny some of the stuff is. I don't have a great time watching it. I hate watching it. And nothing ever keeps me back to watch it. Unless I feel like, you know, hurting myself, I guess. And some more details. The story, I still am struggling to figure out what it was. The story is so sloppily paced. It's such a sloppy pacing, by the way. It's so sluggishly paced, and the story is so sloppily come up with that I honestly can't tell what their main plot and story was. Was it just kicking the villains out of the story to take turns showing all of them? I don't know. J.K. Simmons was still good. He's still really funny, I suppose. But if I really want to watch J.K. Simmons in Spider-Man 3, I'll just search it up on YouTube. Aunt May. Real quickly, let's go over Aunt May. Aunt May was actually a lot better in this film. She wasn't in a lot of it, or a ton of it. But she was okay. She gave some better advice than she did in the first one. And she wasn't as unlikable as she was in the second one. Harry's plan. Okay. Harry's plan to divide Peter and MJ was really smart. But man, was it a really poorly done scene.
We have problems. When people have problems, they work it out. They talk to each other.
It's over.
No. Please. Please don't say that. I know I've been selfish, but I can do better. I can change.
Not that simple.
We love each other. I love you.
The acting was terrible in this scene. That's not one of the biggest cliches with him speeding. Where Peter leaves the restaurant and he's sitting at the table, and then the car drives by and he's gone. He's gone. What the heck? He couldn't be hiding under the table. His spider sense would detect it. Did they just declare Harry's the fastest person on the planet? Did he just speed run out of there, keep the place with a car? I don't know. He couldn't have been under the table. Peter would have sensed that. He was gone. He was out of here. What the heck? Like I said, this film is just sluggishly lazy for no reason. And isn't as fun as the first one, and isn't as good as the second one. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what I can say. There's not a lot I can really say towards the film that hasn't already been said. But, yeah. Alright, guys, I'm gonna give Spider-Man 3 a 3.9 out of 10. Alright, so, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And let me know what you thought of Spider-Man 3. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Let me actually think. I know some people like this film. I personally don't. I think a 3.9 is pretty good.
The night your father died, I cleaned his wound. The blade that pierced his body came from his lighter. I know you're trying to defend your father's honor, but there's no question that he died by his own hand.